going on, good people? I am back. It is episode 127 of Knowledge is Love. And I am so excited on this abundant day to bring back for her second appearance on the podcast, Miss Natalia Rose, the intergalactic healer.
Hey, hello, everyone. What's up, everybody in the chat? Evelyn, Jessica, Shelly.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Oh my God, Natalia, I am so honored to have you back. I'm so glad we reconnected. And how are you, my friend? Happy belated birthday, you guys.
Thank you.
She is an Aries. Okay. And wait, let me let you guys know, like I always like to set the table with the astro weather. There's so much going on today. But right now, ahora, the chart is Libra rising. And Natalia's a Libra rising with Aries, Mercury, and Venus in the seventh house. But today we've got Aries, Jupiter, Chiron in the seventh house. So it's like, it's kismet, right? That you're supposed to be here and this time in this alignment. That's kind of crazy. I didn't make it up. That's the universe, yo.
Yes, divine alignment. I'm here for it. Thanks, Shelly. Wishing me happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, no, you deserve it, right? So what's kind of cool, obviously everyone knows, and we're going to be getting into it and talk about it. Today is the Sun-Jupiter conjunction at 21 degrees in the sign of Aries, where the sun is exalted. So it makes Jupiter even bigger, better, stronger, and much faster. It's like bigly. That's one of my favorite words ever since Mr. Man said that. I'm like, what is bigly? I have to say it now because it's just comedy to me, you know? But it is really a fortunate and blessed and optimistic day. And so you guys all make sure you're looking at Aries in your birth chart, and that can give you some indications of, you know, what you should focus on in themes in terms of abundance. But the Aries energy, as Miss Natalia will tell you, it is assertive and it initiates, right? It's the spark, the start of the astrological and the real new year on, 0 degrees Aries, March 21st. The moon is in Capricorn. So this is really fitting, right? Because you're an Aries sun. Well, I'm a Capricorn moon. So the moon's in Capricorn today. Right now, I think it's at like 3-4 degrees. So that's awesome. Venus just went into Gemini. Of course, we got Pluto in Aquarius and Saturn in Pisces. So Mars in Cancer. So there's been a lot going on in the cosmos and the universe. And Natalia, I want to start off by asking you, let everybody know who and what you are. Who's the intergalactic healer? I mean, some of these people didn't see you in the first interview. Obviously, I know you're an amazing Reiki master, but introduce and tell everybody how you get down and all that good stuff.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I totally agree. Like these energies is totally divine alignment. But I am the intergalactic healer. So I do a myriad of things. I was literally just having a conversation with someone right now. They were like, so what do you do? Well, a lot of things, actually. Like you said, I'm a Reiki master. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm also a life coach. So I do a lot of things, but what I love to do the most, honestly, truly, is like to help my clients to really heal themselves and get in alignment with what it is that their dream life is, to create that in this physical reality. And we do that with coaching and healing, like Reiki healing and movement and mindset hacks and all the things to help them heighten their intuition and really set the foundation for them to build that dream life.
Wow. See, this is why we connected and why I have you on again. I just love that. Like, that just was like, what's so funny? Even though you speak super fast, which is totally Aries and Mercury, but it was just like, at the same time, it was like this mothering, nurturing, warm bowl of yummy soup with all the right ingredients and herbs and like vegetables in it. And I was just like, I want that. That's so dope. Oh my God. That's so great. So, okay. I have to say, because the way that I first met you was just really the universe.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have common friends, right? It was
Mm.
like I was on Instagram, you popped up in my feed, still to this day, I don't know how, and you were doing Reiki over Instagram. And I stopped,
Yes.
and what I love, right? Because you always ask people what, like, for permission or if they're ready to receive it. Is that what you do?
Yeah, I always want to make sure that they're like consenting to receive. So I always set that intention. Like, if you want to receive this, like, say it out loud or in your mind that you are open to receiving. Because I don't ever want to, like, it feels unethical to me to just like throw it in people's faces.
Yeah,
You know what
no,
I'm saying?
and that, like, that just blew me over. Plus the fact that you're bilingual, and you were rocking some Spanish, and I always try to, I'm a native New Yorker, right? So I grew up with the Boricuas and Dominicano, so like I always like to throw in, mira, estudia español 3 años en la Universidad de Maryland. And my wife be teasing me, right? Because like I throw it out everywhere. I'll be talking, to different people, and I could speak, hablando un poquito, comprende así
Yeah.
así. But you know what I mean. So like when you started rocking like back and forth, I was like, yes, 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 okay, dope, dope, dope. And then I was just like, and then I did say it out loud, and you guys, I I gotta tell you, so I'm not experienced with Reiki, but that day I totally received everything you were saying
Mm.
and the Reiki energy. And it just like it set the tone for the rest of my day and even the next day. Cause I remember then after that, I subscribed and I went to your page. And I think pretty instantly I might have reached out to you. Like I was just like, yo, like I need to have you on my podcast. I'm an astrologer and da da da. And you know what I mean? Like it was like real quick. Like and we just instantly like vibed and connected. And I was just like, this is dope. Okay. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I say all that to say to the folks in the chat and audience, um, her Reiki healing and just her vibe and energy, you guys, is super positive and super fascinating. So I want to get into like, how you guide people, and we'll do something a little bit later in terms of you're doing like a little Reiki thing here for the collective, but
Yes.
give maybe some tips or pointers on like this super sun conjunct Jupiter day for manifesting abundance. Like if someone comes to you and says, well, I want to manifest like a new job, new career, or I'm trying to find love, or I'm trying to heal. I've been, people have like Lyme disease, this, that, all chronic
Mm.
illness, fatigue, whatever it is, fibromyalgia. Like, what type of tips or insights do you give to people?
So I feel like each person is like really individual, right?
Yeah, of
We have
course.
all have the things that are going to work specifically for us. But my favorite thing, and I think that is like most like basic, is um, to get really clear and to have like a visualization practice. And really, visualization is more than just like seeing it in your mind's eye. It's also putting yourself in the emotions that you're going to be feeling when you experience this thing in your actual reality, right? It's putting yourself in there, with as many of your senses that you can pull in. And it definitely is a practice. It's not going to happen off rip. Some people can't visualize. I've
Mm,
actually met people who, like, that is just like not a thing for them.
okay.
And so in that kind of like instance, it's definitely like if you're able to feel the emotions, just like think about, okay, if I manifested X, Y, and Z, how would I feel? What would that feel like in my body?
Mm,
Like, can I bring that feeling into my body? Can I just sit in that energy of what it would feel like to have that thing?
that's great.
um, yeah, like that is definitely like, I think that the best, easiest, and it's free.
I know that's right.
If you're into candle magic, I would pair it with that as well. Do your meditation visualization with some candle magic. If you're into,
Now, let me ask you, when you say that, because I've heard some people say that before, is it something super deep, or is it kind of like really tuning in and focusing your eyes on the flame? Is
for
that
some
kind of,
for
yeah?
some it is like
Okay.
focusing on the flame, because the flame can communicate to you
Yeah.
particular things. You know what I'm saying? um, I I I call myself a bruja. My mom would probably not like that very much.
All
But
right, we lost you
okay.
for a second. That was your mom.
I know
Okay,
she's like,
she was
stop
like,
calling
not
yourself
only do I
that.
not like it, mommy's like, mira, no hablando, cállate la
No,
boca, right? She uh,
you're giving too much gems. Stop.
aw. So okay, so finish that thought though, because that I think that was really fascinating what you were heading towards.
Yeah, just for me, candle magic is something that is definitely like very intuitive, right?
Oh,
Yeah, listening to what it is that you're like, listening to your own intuition. I love to empower people to be like, okay, if I'm going to use a candle for this, like what color feels in alignment with what it is I'm trying to accomplish with this.
hmm.
And really just setting the intention, having that prayer, and then like lighting the candle. You can stare at the flame if you'd like,
Okay.
but also like having that meditation, that visualization practice going as you're burning the candle is super, super helpful. And you don't even need a fancy ass candle. You can use a tea light candle. Like you
Well,
don't need nothing
that's
crazy.
interesting that you say that. So let me ask you a question connecting it to the astrology. Would you recommend, when you talk about colors and just the energy, would it be better for someone to manifest through their rising sign, moon sign, or sun sign, or does it matter? What would you think that would work? Or
I think it would depend on what it is that they're manifesting and what planet
okay,
that they would associate it with,
okay,
and
that's
where that placement is in their
okay,
chart
yeah,
to make it like really like, you know, like
no,
if I'm trying to manifest like money or something, like looking at the Venus placement, like seeing
yeah,
what's up with that, or love, right? Looking at the Venus placement.
yeah,
Something more like that would be action oriented, taking a look at where, Mars is at.
houses, yeah.
Hmm.
And then like more like if it was like your purpose or expression, the sun, your emotions, even the body, you could look at the moon. That's kind of fascinating. That's dope. Okay. So well, leading into that, you guys, and we're gonna get to the chat. I want Natalia to get to the chat in 1 second.
Yeah.
She is the Aries sun and the Aquarius moon. And it's so funny. I always say this, Natalia, because my monthly astrology meeting, which I have to invite you. I'd love for you to come one time. You would totally love it. You and your husband are more than welcome. It's really fun.
Thank you.
It's $20 for 2 hours. The first hour I teach an astrology lesson, and then the second hour, as a collective, we read one person's birth chart together.
Ooh.
Super dope. And we don't, and it's a coffee talk member, but we don't like say who it is, and
Mm.
then they have to like kind of read the chart like they don't know who it is either, and we all just kind of chime in, and then at the end we reveal. So it's so much fun. It's really dope. So I
That sounds
recommend that
awesome.
for the audience and stuff. And it's April 22nd, 3 p.m. Eastern. This month I'm teaching a lesson on dun, 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 dun. It's going to affect you and your first and seventh house access. The nodal shift, you guys, coming up in I believe it's early July. Aries North Node for the next 18 months and Libra South Node. So that's going to be very influential and powerful. And remember, the eclipse is coming up on April 20th, but it's
Hmm.
a partial eclipse because it's not like the full Aries Libra. It's like Aries Scorpio and then like Taurus Libra. It's kind of weird. I don't know. But that's just what's happening. So let's get to the chat and see what people are saying and maybe answer some questions.
Yeah. So Angela's tapping in from Illinois. Hey. Evelyn has been here before. She was here for the first one. Welcome back,
Yes.
boo. Happy to have you here. Also
Yes.
says that Aries is her 10th house.
Yeah.
And that she loves candle magic. I'm into that too. You already know. Hey, Belinda. She says the energy is wow. Yeah.
Hi, Valinda. Yeah, it's a really wild day today. Hope you guys were watching my Sun conjunct Jupiter video and you manifesting your abundance. Today's the day, you guys. And it's still going on until tomorrow, 2:30 a.m. Pacific, so 5:30 a.m. Eastern. So even tonight, you're going to bed really positive, optimistic, abundance, luck energy. So just really dive in and go for it. Okay. She has the Aquarius moon, the Libra rising, but that fourth house, adios mio. So part of fortune, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and Capricorn, and this really speaks to a lot of your gifts and even doing the Reiki from your home. and
Hmm.
and really it being, part of your discipline and your spiritual path. But the outer planets, they're all about the evolution of your soul. Uranus is the your soul seeking freedom and liberation, breaking social norms. So I'm
Hmm.
sure you're the only Reiki master in your family, right? And then the Neptune is the evolution of your spirituality. Now, did you grow up Catholic, Christian, anything?
Hella Catholic. Yes, but it's so funny because like my mom would always have things about like feng shui or like Chinese astrology. Like there was astrology books in the house.
Oh,
So
cool.
it was definitely like she had divination tools, and so even though I grew up hella Catholic, there was also like that like spirituality like mixed in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really nice, And it's so funny because my mom was Catholic and my dad was Baptist, and it was sort of like similar. Like we knew about astrology a little bit, Like I always knew since I was little. I'm a Virgo. My sister's a Libra. My mom's a Taurus. My dad's an Aries. And it's like I still have you guys may see this in my videos, especially my Aries videos. I still have like this big like Aries thing for my dad, who passed
Mm.
away when I was crazy young, when I was 6. But like he had that like back in the 70s. So like dad knew some stuff. And then when I finally figured out, and you guys, I recommend all you guys to do this. When you get to see your parents' charts, you're like, oh snap. You really like now you understand. And so
Ooh,
once I figured out my mother and father's charts, I was like, whoa.
I got chills.
No, definitely, because my dad's in Aries like you. He was March 25th.
Mm.
So it's really fascinating. But I think you guys, one thing that I love about Natalia, and she can, get into this, and we can, do a little um, some Reiki love. She is super instinctual because she's one of those people, one of my most popular videos now, Natalia. True Black Moon Lilith in the first house.
Mm.
Libra.
Yes.
So for you, it's extremely strong when it's in the ascendant. It's stronger in a woman's chart. But
Mm.
so do you find that when you don't listen to your intuition and your gut instinct and your root chakra, that it kind of misleads you and gets you in trouble?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, and even I've been in instances where I will. I've definitely been like, no, like this is what I need to do. Like this is what needs to happen. And like somebody else kind of like overpowers that and like, oh no, we're gonna go do this or whatever. And then like I ended up paying for it like later. I'm like, see, no, this is not.
No, and it's hard, right? 'Cause sometimes we just like are planning things with friends and doing this and that. But between Lilith and then really responding to your like human design stuff, because I'm a 1-3 generator, and
Mm.
it really showed me like for example, if you said, "Hey Eric, do you want to go like you and your wife, me and my husband on a double date to a movie Friday night?" And then so my first instinct right now would be, of course, yes. But then come Thursday evening or Friday afternoon, if my body is feeling a no, I'm not supposed to go. And I need to reach out, be honest with you, and say, hey, Natalia, I'm so sorry. Something came up. I'm just feeling crazy off. And can I get a rain check? And I'd love to hang out with you the following week or, soon. And I'm supposed to honor that. And so that's where human design can be super important, you guys, for the collective to learn that and to know, you know what I mean, who and what you are, whether you're a projector, a
Yes.
manifesting generator, manifestor, generator, what's the other one? Projector and I forgot that.
Reflector.
A reflector, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do you know what you are? What are you?
I do. I am a projector.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am a 3-5 projector with an emotional authority. So I totally feel you on the like, I got to feel it out. Actually, I
Yeah.
can't commit to it right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's so funny because like actually like intuitively, like before I discovered human design, I started to just like when people would invite me to do things, I'd be like, I'm gonna meditate on that. I'm gonna see how that
Oh,
feels. Like I'll
no,
get
that's
back to you. I'll
dope.
let you
Yeah.
know. And then I discovered human design. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to
See,
do anyways.
and don't you think that that's kind of dope that sometimes, not all the time, you guys, but sometimes we are kind of walking into our birth chart or our human design and not even know it. And then when you get a reading and you're like, oh my God, like I'm aligned with this, or I'm aligned with that, and I'm intuitively doing this. And then now I can take it to the next level once you even gain that knowledge of getting a human design reading, or, doing, you're getting your birth chart done. And that's really powerful. So let me ask you this though, and we can get back to the chat because I see some new comments. Have you always, okay, so when did you start to notice some of your spiritual gifts? I could imagine with Uranus and Neptune and Capricorn in the fourth house, did you see any ghosts or spirits or anything growing up? I mean, in the home, even middle school time, did you feel anything? Like what was young
Yeah.
Natalia like?
Young Natalia was definitely privy to the spirits and the energy.
Okay.
I had a few scares though, so I really and then also like being like hella Catholic and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I remember it just I was like 8 years old. It just got to the point where it was just like too much, too scary.
Mm.
And like I kind of like shut it down. Like my mom had a priest come to the house and like bless the
Oh my
house and like
God.
all the whole 9 yards. Like
Really?
yeah. I really do. I want to be. I want to get that back, but I want to be in control of it
Oh, of
because I
course.
know that like there's a way that I can like I am the one who gets to like decide like how it's going to be. And so I just got to figure out what those parameters are.
Yeah.
And I also know that like, I know that mediumship is on the table for me.
Okay.
I just haven't decided if I want to pick it up yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I know once I pick it up, I can't put it down. So I know it's
You're like, mira,
there.
escucha en cocina. I have some of that. Te gusta? Oh my God,
You know?
that's really. But I like how you even said that and presented that, and I think that's good for the audience to hear because, a lot of my audience members and my regulars and some of my, my newbies, they have, and God has given us all spiritual gifts, and that's what's good about the birth chart. You can start to really see where they're at, what houses, what planets, what signs. And then you're right, you do need to choose and move slowly and wisely. And sometimes it's nice to have a guide. So when you got into the Reiki and different things, did you ever have any spiritual mentors, or were you kind of flying solo?
No, I did have spiritual mentors. There's a woman named Capucine. She's in France.
Hmm.
And she's the one that I studied Reiki with, actually.
Oh wow.
Um, and I didn't start studying Reiki until after I did my yoga teacher training,
Okay.
um, because I started to be able to see and channel energy during that training. Like I
Mm.
literally like one of my like my accountability buddy, like we were practicing together and like I was like leading her through a flow and I got her into shavasana and I sat like holding space and I was intuitively running energy to her, but I wasn't like I don't know, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. But she was definitely like, "Yo, like, did you have your hands like over my eyes?" I was like, "No, I wasn't touching you. I was over here. I've been over here the whole time." She's like, oh, "I could see all of these different colors, and it just like it felt like your hands were over me." And I was just like, "Oh, this is really interesting. This is interesting." And
Wow.
then in working with a one-on-one client, giving them a hands-on assist, like really just like helping her get like deeper into the pose. She was like, "Are you familiar with Reiki?" I was like, no. She was like, "I'm pretty sure that's what you're doing right now."
Oh my
She
God.
could feel the energy that I was running through her body. And so like that was what really like inspired me to be like, okay, like I need to go study this actually. If this is something I'm already doing, like I need to know what I'm doing.
So wait, instead of the intergalactic healer, you were like the accidental Reiki. That's so dope. Oh my God. Okay, I love that. I love that. So why don't you let's go back to the chat, and then why don't you maybe lead us in some little Reiki manifesting amazing thing.
Yes,
'Cause,
let's do it.
we got a
Okay,
couple
and
more comments.
yeah, Angela's talking about she also grew up Catholic and that her grandmother prayed on rosary and lit a candle every mass, and now that makes sense. She was devoted. Irene is in the chat. What's up,
Hi, Irene.
Irene? Does Sun Jupiter today affect world religions or worldly news about belief systems?
It can. I don't really watch the news anymore, but I did hear, and I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but the energy goes from the 10th to the 12th, just so you know, anyway. But Elon Musk and Wozniak and a bunch of other technology guru guys have signed a document that they want, and I guess it's like 1,500 people or something crazy. They want to slow down and try to put a pause on the AI technology because it's like too much too fast, and they're concerned about, we're already up to Chat GPT 4.0. I don't know if any of you guys have used it, but it's getting better and better, and it's getting and then there's Dan, which is like do anything now or something. I don't even know, but there's so much stuff with the AI, and you guys have to be careful about. I think some people got caught up months ago where it's like really cool and fun, but be careful about putting your voice into AI apps or your pictures, because I know people were doing that with the pictures, but you got to understand you don't own that after you do that, and then you don't know what they could do with your face or your voice. Now, obviously, we're all over social media, most people anyway, so people can just, there's like crazy websites that could just steal your whole identity. But particularly with the AI sites, I would just be, move cautiously in terms of doing that. So that's the one thing that I heard about in the news, but I don't really listen. Let me tell you, once you turn the news off, you are free. And so you don't really want to tap into that every day anyway, because it's, fear mongering and all that. But, yeah, remember, Jupiter is the guru. It is the shaman. It is the teacher, preacher, professor. It is the wisdom, the higher learning. And when it's in Aries, where the conjunct the sun, and Chiron's only 5 degrees off at 16 degrees, this is the time for us to really focus on abundance, focus on healing, focus on our purpose, our identity, our inner authority, our vitality. That's the sun. So a lot of goodness can happen today that we can really co-create, because we're co-creators in the universe, and you have to understand that and know that. So Natalia, why don't you guide us and steer us, and I will shut up and listen.
I'm like, I love what you're talking about, though.
No. Thank you. I
Amazing.
appreciate that, but it is important because the sun is exalted. And listen, you guys, check back in your mental Rolodex. This conjunction happens every 12 years. So it was about April 5th, 2011. So what was happening? And what's so funny? That's when I was getting ready to sell my house in New York and to move out here. So it was like abundance and like getting ready to bounce and move and change. So Sun, Jupiter, and Aries conjunction is powerful. So every 12 years. So think back. What was you doing April 5th, 2011? Thou face.
That is so funny. I'm like, I have no idea. Probably celebrating my birthday, though.
You and I share a placement together.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, the Pisces North Node. That's why we're both doing this spiritual healing work.
Yeah.
It's a great place. Me, you, P. Diddy and Method Man and J Lo and
I love it.
and a bunch of folks. But yeah, I think it's really nice because Kevin Durant has it too. But
Nice.
it's what will happen, and you'll notice this because you're, way younger than me, but I'm still real young in spirit. But what will happen is you see, because you start to recognize it, the North Node, you guys, after age 30, but it starts to mature between 42 and 48. So when you get there, Natalia, what's going to happen is that you're going to start to meet like all these sun, moon, rising Pisces people. And you're going to be more spiritual. I mean, you're already super spiritual, but like more spiritual, the creativity, the imagination. But then there's got to come, and this is where I've been, because that Virgo South Node was so strong for me and probably not as much for you, because I've got 7 things in Virgo. So it was crazy for me. I'm super Mr. Analytical, logical, processing, just like crazy, my mental. And so you have to learn to release some of that and then move slowly to the Pisces North Node, where it's more agape Christ-like love, more spiritual, more compassion, more empathy. So I'm getting there in my, older age. And but yeah, it's nice. And with Saturn and Pisces right now, for anybody that has this, I mean, you all have it, right? But I mean, us that have the North Node, everybody has a Pisces. You look in your chart where your Pisces is. Saturn wants you to respond to your abilities, discipline, structure, organization. So with Pisces, spiritual practices and rituals, you guys. It started March 7th. So if you haven't been doing at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day of Reiki, yoga, meditation, prayer, toning, something, get on it now. Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm done.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. And I'm like, more spiritual. Y'all, I'm about to just be etheric. Like,
You're going to start floating. The next episode, you'll be doing it with me sideways, and you'll be like, "Hi, Eric."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be epic. It's amazing. I'm excited.
We'll both be like hanging from like chandeliers or some
So just
ceiling.
literally just levitating. Just
We're
like,
like, "Hi, this is Knowledge is Love, episode 149." We're just like doing it sideways, and we're just gonna like tone and meditate the whole show. Hi, you guys. So, okay.
I love that. I love that. Yes. And I mean, I feel like, like some people take the discipline, they have like a tough relationship with the word discipline, but like
It's
discipline
the
is
key to
like,
life.
it is, right? It comes from the word disciple. You're just literally just like devoting yourself to yourself, not even to
Amen.
anything outside of you, to yourself, becoming the observer of like of what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're experiencing, what it is that you're thinking, and really deciding, am I going to give life force energy to that thought, to that feeling, to that emotion, or am I going to choose to focus on a different thought, a different feeling, a different emotion, and manifest that more, right? Yeah. It's what helps you to get to that point, to be like, oh, I can choose. I don't have to be, anxious and worried and all the things. Like I can choose peace in this moment. And it's funny because like I've been praying on this because, like what I've been going through, like there's just like a lot of just a lot of emotions. There's a lot of things going on. And in my I see my prayers being answered. I can see like the moments and where there's a path. There's a split in the path. I can choose peace, or I can choose to engage with this, and really just like having that intention, having that practice of like really being centered within myself and being able to see and make the choice in the moment. Oh my God, y'all! It's like I've zoomed out and I'm like, oh, okay, I choose this one, but it happens really fucking fast. It's just like, whew. Okay.
And for you, and this is for all Libra risings, not just Natalia, but it's important for me to say this. For you having a North Node in your sixth house, this speaks to really in your daily routine and in your work being, very creative with your spirituality, your compassion, your empathy, being psychic and intuitive, and, being of service to the collective. And so, the Pisces North Node in the sixth house, mine's in the fifth, but in the sixth house, that's kind of like your assignment, from God. And that's beautiful. You know what I mean? And it's really deep. And so another thing, and I think I had mentioned this to you before, and I would say this to any Libra rising, if you don't live near water, and if you don't have a fish tank, you should just go to Better Home and Gardens or Home Depot, and you should get a water feature to have in your home, because that will be spiritually calming for you, and really play off that Libra ascendant where you need peace, harmony, and balance. Pisces sixth house, and especially with the North Node there, you all the Libra risings need that.
Yes.
Yeah. So All right. Go ahead. Give us some Reiki love. Let's do it.
Okay, y'all.
I got
All
my
right.
crystals. I'm ready.
Yes, yes. If any of y'all in the chat, hello to all the new people. Hey Dan, what's up?
Well, what's up, Danny Figueroa?
Hey,
He's a Scorpio rising like me. That's one of my regulars.
hey. Yeah, I'm like, I recognize that name.
Yeah.
So if any of y'all have any tools that you want to incorporate, you have the crystals, go ahead and grab that. You want to light some incense, go ahead and do that real quick. And what I want to do, how this is going to go is I'm going to lead you into a little bit of a visualization, and I'm going to be channeling Reiki at the same time.
Okay.
So like I was talking about earlier, I always set the intention that you have to state your intention to receive.
Okay.
It's not just gonna hit you.
I want to receive. I am ready to receive.
Yes. Okay. So you can, if you are in a safe place where you can gently close your eyes, you can go ahead and do that, or soften the gaze, gently feeling into what is beneath you, supporting you, feeling how the earth is supporting you, grounding you in this moment. Begin to see a line of energy from your root chakra traveling all the way down to the core of the earth. As it connects to the core of the earth, it gets bigger and comes back up, enters your body. Feel this rush of energy, grounding, loving, supporting energy from Mother Earth. And begin to bring the focus of your attention to the top of your skull. You're going to feel a tingling sensation there as the pillar of light begins to grow taller and taller, reaching out into the cosmos, connecting to a sun above you, your source energy. This light amplifies and surrounds you in a protective bubble of golden light. Begin to open your third eye. I'd like for you to see in your mind's eye your favorite flower. Notice its colors, its textures. If you can smell it, bring that in too. Noticing all of the details of this flower, beginning to awaken your visualization muscles. And as you begin to look more closely at this flower, you start to zoom in closer and closer. It begins to pixelate, and you find yourself in a space that you are manifesting right now. Whether this be a physical location or an emotional space. Begin to take in the details, what's around you, what colors do you see? Are there others there with you? And begin to really focus on the emotions that you're feeling in this space. Put yourself in this visualization. Experience it with all of your senses. Breathing life into this new reality. Allowing it to wash over you. And become you. When you're ready, you can deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and gently bring yourself back into this now moment. Continuing to hold those emotions of your new reality in you. Gently opening the eyes when you're ready. Welcome back to Earth.
Yeah, you know, I don't know about the chat, and you can get to some comments in a minute, but I really, I really went somewhere. So, do you want me to share some of what I felt?
Yes, I would love to hear it.
It was actually kind of deep. Um, so I was visioning. I think my mother used to love white tulips.
Mhm.
I was smelling lavender, but it almost felt like I saw different ancestors and people dressed in white. And then I felt just like such peace. And and it was like very like pure and serene and just like vibing and dope. And I almost got emotional for a minute because I almost felt like I could either see or visualize both of our mothers kind of just applauding. And that just kind of warmed my heart. Um, yeah, it was just amazing. Thank you. I just, it's my mother's birthday is coming up April 21st, so this will be the second anniversary. Celebrating her birthday without her, and so you know, you know, so. But yeah, that was amazing. That
I
was
love
beautiful.
that. Thank you for sharing. I'm
Yeah,
like
no,
trying not
I
to
know,
cry.
I know. So why don't you go to the chat and that will keep you from not crying and see what you guys share anything
Okay.
that you felt or experienced or any questions or anything.
Yes. Yeah, anything at all. Evelyn says she was in a garden of pink orchids, that it was very relaxing.
That's
Oh, I
great,
love that. That
Evelyn. And
sounds
Evelyn's amazing,
epic.
let me tell you. That's great.
Love Creates Beauty says it was awesome. The
Yes, Mama
Mama
Miss. Hey, Mama
Miss.
Miss.
Oh,
She's an
welcome.
Aquarius. Yeah, hi, Mama
Welcome.
Miss.
Um, Mama Miss says visualization was
Oh,
phenomenal. Angela dropped a prayer hand and some
yay.
hearts. Also said Angela also said, and I went to Myrtle Beach, where I
Ooh,
want to relocate, and I could feel the sand. Yes,
that's awesome.
I
Gosh.
love that. I
Take
love
us
that so
with you,
much.
girl.
For real, I'm low key like Florida
I
sounds
miss the
amazing.
beach. So I'm such a beach bum. Like in another life, I know somewhere down the line, I was just like selling T-shirts, playing music on the beach, like total hippie type. Somewhere in my past, I know I was because I love the ocean. Okay, love the ocean. Like
I do too. I'm right there with you. I'm like, I was a mermaid in another life. Like, I know that for a fact.
that's let's go.
Mama Miss said, I don't know what kind of brilliant yellow gold plant this was. It was opening and closing, like producing babies. Oh, that sounds dope.
Wow, that's
No.
great, Mama Miss. Yeah,
Yes.
Mama Miss is like a poet. She's crazy deep. I love her. Yeah,
Belinda said that Belinda's also new and would like to
yeah.
know how she would know if she's a Libra rising. That would be your first house.
Yeah, your first house is your rising sign ascendant, the time you chose to be born, and whatever sign is there, it was in the eastern horizon of the sky when you were born in the zodiac belt. Appreciate it. Okay, so Natalia, let everyone know how can people book a Reiki session with you and the process, and just give them all the info.
Yeah. So my on my website, intergalactichealer.com/services, that's where you can book Reiki healings with me. My books are open for May currently. I also have aura readings in stock, and I also have like brought y'all a gift. I didn't tell you this, Eric, but like they anybody who's watching this, if you guys want to get an aura reading or any of like my digital downloads, I have I like to call them time capsule healings. So it's like recorded Reiki healings that you can download and listen to whenever you want. But if you use the code Big E Astro 20, you will get 20% off. So
thank you for doing that for my audience. That's dope.
Yeah.
Big E Astro 20.
Yes.
You hear that, guys? Okay. That's real. Oh, thank you, Natalia. I'm sure they're gonna appreciate that. That's dope.
I love it. Yes. And then you can find me on Instagram. Instagram, Intergalactic Healer, intergalactic.healer. That's where you can find me on Instagram. That's mostly where I spend my time. I have Facebook, but I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I don't spend too much time on there. I check it every now and then, though.
I know. It's hard for me to keep up with Facebook.
I post.
I'm basically YouTube, Twitter, and IG. That's what I do. Listen, for some of you that came a little bit later in the show, how I met her was through Instagram, and she did a Reiki, and it totally not only resonated with me, it was like deep and powerful, almost like tonight. I mean, tonight was way like super dope, but it was just like, so yeah, I highly recommend, you guys book a session with Natalia and go follow her Instagram page. And some of y'all need to go follow my Instagram page too. I'm trying to grow on Instagram. You got to get me to 1,000, guys. Please.
Yes.
Look your boy up. I'm trying to grow on Instagram, but hey, I'm in such gratitude. Natalia, thank you for just coming back and blessing us and blessing me. And I just, crazy appreciate you and your energy and stuff. And oh my God, and so awesome because Natalia, you guys, is going to be doing something in probably mid-May or late May. You guys will find out about it with my wife, and they're going to have like a whole, like seminar type of, healing thing. It's going to be really great. So tune in for that. My wife will be on in a few weeks promoting it, but Natalia is going to be a part of it. So I'm excited for that. With Natalia Rose and Sabale Pure. And, so I just reach out to Natalia. Please comment on this show. And my friend, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody in the chat showing love. Thanks.
Yeah. And then some more guests coming up, some astrologers maybe joining me soon. But thank you. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you watch I just put up my short, my Venus Gemini short, and obviously the Sun conjunct Jupiter. And still be positive tonight and manifest whatever your heart desires. Do it with gratitude from the heart chakra, okay? And always speak kindly to yourself about yourself. If you got nothing else from me and Natalia tonight, please at least retire from the negative self-talk. You're worth more than that, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, my friend. I will talk to you soon. And give them the code again on the website one last time.
intergalactichealer.com. Use the code Big E Astro 20 and you'll get 20% off everything in the shop.
God bless you, my friend. Have a
God
good
bless
one.
all of y'all. Take care.
Bye, you guys. Episode 127. Knowledge is love. Peace.